I was told by so many of you that the best way to experience the Ultrakill soundtrack is to listen to it in order from the beginning to the end, and so today we'll be checking out the Act 1 soundtrack, Infinite HYPERDEATH, and I cannot wait. I mean, the few songs I've heard so far have absolutely blown me away, and I can only imagine how crazy this entire soundtrack will be. I'm really excited. But make sure you hit the like button and subscribe because it helps immensely. I'm actually trying to hit 25,000 subscribers by the 27th of this month, which is my birthday, so you can help out by just hitting the subscribe button. It only takes a second. I'll also be playing the game this Tuesday at 3 o'clock Pacific time, so if you want to see me experience Ultrakill for the first time and watch me get destroyed many times, then come hang out. It'll be a lot of fun, I think. And also, if you'd like to request something, you can request down in the comments, or if you'd like it right away, you can request through Patreon tier 2 or 3. I've got hundreds of reactions over there. You can request full albums, you can request all kinds of stuff. And also, I've got a gaming channel. It's called Grim Goodnight. You can find it down in the description. I'm currently playing Mouse PI for Hire and Resident Evil 9, so if you'd like to see that, you can check it out over there. But without further ado, let's check out Infinite HYPERDEATH, the Act 1 soundtrack from Ultrakill. The Fire Is Gone is song number 1. Damn. It feels very classical. Just like the opening to the game or something. Nice. Airing of piano melodies is so beautiful and so light. It's not what I expected at all. Ooh, and the horns come in too. Like in the back of the mix, though, it's interesting. Seems like a sadness there, too. Like the bum 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 bum. Really interesting. I did not expect this. But it's a fantastic theme, like fantastic like sound, music. Made note to something else. Seems like the piano is getting more and more distant. Damn. It's like elevator music, but you're going from like somewhere that's very light, very happy to somewhere that's very dark and unhappy, maybe, or something like that. Like if you were in a like elevator from heaven to hell, right? It's like this music is playing. There's like a bit of sadness, but there's also lightness. Like there's a lot of beauty there. There's a lot of mystery going on there. But at the same time, there's a little bit of darkness there. There's a little bit of like sadness. It's interesting. I'm curious where it will go from here. Really interesting way to start this. Very beautiful, though. I really like that theme. It feels very classically inspired, which I'm always appreciative of. I love classical music. Okay, and Into the Fire. So I actually reacted to Into the Fire and I believe the next song as well, which is Unstoppable Force. So these two I've reacted to before. The only ones I've reacted to are these two and the Mega Neku song at the end. So I may just skip them just for expedience sake. And I also listened to them just before checking this out too, because I wanted a refresher on the different motifs and things like that from these two songs. So we're not really missing anything. If you guys have heard these before, you know what they are. Unfortunately, I'm just not gonna go through them again, just because I did the other day. They're fresh in my memory. So we're just gonna actually start just near the end of Unstoppable Force so we can get the kind of transition from one to the next. Actually, let's do that for Into the Fire first. See what it sounds like. Such a good bass line. I just want to see how it transitions from one song to the next. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, I see. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. So you can definitely see how moments from Into the Fire, like bum, 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 and then we get into the next song, Unstoppable Force here, and it has the same kind of beat, but it's a little bit, the time signature's a little different, a little faster pace, and then you get to the main bridge of the song or whatever, and it's like just going crazy, right? But that's really interesting, the way that they flow into each other, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is to be able to see like how the soundtrack grows as we go on. And yes, I am skipping this one as well. I'm going to go just to the end so we can get into the Cerberus right from the end of this one, because again, I just reacted to them the other day, so they're still fresh in my memory. But let's keep going and check out the rest of this album. Easy drum and bass. Okay. Cerberus. Three-headed dog of guarding hell. Or something. Hades' dog. The darkest one yet. Like you've been captured by something demonic or monstrous. Yeah. Like pure intimidation. Dude. Ow. Ooh, okay. Dude. This is terrifying in a way. Like this, if this theme was like in a horror game or something like that, it would be the perfect fitting for like a really messed up section of the game or something like that. I mean, you're trapped in somewhere you can't get out of, and this song starts to play, and like the boom, bing, like it's messed up, right? And then you get the drums coming into, and it's like it adds some urgency to it. Like you're being chased by something, you need to run or something like that. Like I don't know if this is a boss theme or like maybe an introduction to a boss called Cerberus, or I don't even know, or maybe you just come into an area that's really like dark and messed up and twisted or something, and this is kind of the theme to that. It's really interesting though. Like it's so much darker than I expected it to be. Like, and now we're kind of building into the actual main melody, which is nice. I was hoping it was more than just the kind of like distant weird siren going on or whatever it was like. But this is really cool. Oh, damn. Like a train through hell. Damn, that was crazy. Such an atmospheric song. That was insane. 1,000 greetings. Maybe that's like breaking through the gateway to hell or something like that. The guardian dog, maybe Cerberus, is blocking your way, and now 1,000 greetings. You're in hell now or something. I don't even know. Ooh, another very light one, seems like. All I can keep thinking of is like the dichotomy of heaven and hell, like the lightness and the darkness. The intensity and the, yeah, the beauty. Beautiful light xylophone melody with a little bit of like an organ or something going on in the back. Where are we going with this one? Is the entire song like this? I thought I'd be mad after the last one. We need a reprieve. Ooh. I had no idea there was such beautiful music in here. Like, honestly, after checking out Into the Fire and Unstoppable Voice, both of them are like really crazy high frequency, like high intensity, just drum and bass and guitar and just right in your face and crazy and blah, like it's insane. And then the Mega Neko one, that also is just like such a fantastic driving like cyberpunk beat or something like that. Really interesting themes. And then we get into songs like 1,000 Greetings and The Fire Is Gone. It's like, it's completely different. Again, very like classically inspired. It feels like very light, very beautiful. Again, almost like hell, which is where the other ones felt like or heaven, where the other ones felt like hell, right? Especially with names like Into the Fire and Unstoppable Force and like the Cybergrind, not necessarily, but still, like it feels like there's a lot of darkness there. And then you get into ones like this, and it's so beautiful. It's such a good dichotomy, like such a good juxtaposition between the two. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. Let's keep going. Wonder where this goes next. Well, a piano and an organ. I think organ, yeah, probably. So beautiful. Wonder where this plays in game. I'm really curious. It's like maybe you're some kind of robot created by heaven to kill things in hell or something like that, and this is like while you're in heaven, and 1,000 greetings, right? It's like you're like speaking with angels or something like that before you go down back to hell and kill a bunch of monsters. I have no idea. Again, I don't know anything about the story of this game or the lore or anything. I'm just honestly spitballing because I haven't played it yet, and I cannot wait to play it myself this Tuesday coming up because it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. So if you want to check it out, again, 3 o'clock Pacific time this Tuesday, check it out. Gonna be going anywhere with this, or is it just gonna be repeating the same kind of phrases? Which again, is not bad. I'm enjoying this. It's a very nice reprieve again from what we had before. Very beautiful. Wow. Like you're walking through a forest in the morning and everything's alright. Like, everything's happy. You hear the birds chirping. twinkling in the back. Xylophone again. Like going from ear to ear. That's a difference from what we're gonna get next, I think, and what we got before. Let's see. Shattered illusion. Ooh, interesting. So maybe this is an illusion. It would just be based on the name, right? Because, like, maybe you think you're in a heavenly space, you think everything's good, you just got past Cerberus, and now you've broken through a layer of hell, and now you're in, like, a heavenly area, and you're like, oh, am I in heaven again? But no, you're in hell. But it's an illusion. I don't know. It does almost feel too nice. I could see that being a thing. Also, it looks like you got like a cross in your back or something like that. There's crosses like on the ground and the... So if you are like a robot sent to kill monsters or something like that, like, or demons, I wouldn't be surprised. Such a simple theme, such a simple melody, but it's very beautiful still nonetheless. So we're getting to the end here. Ready for your illusion to be shattered? I'm not. Just hold that sustained note on the organ. I believe it's an organ. Has more resonance than piano typically would. Whoa! Wow! Getting distorted. Nice. Interesting percussion. Dude. It's almost like there was a machine that was creating some kind of false reality for you. You thought you were in heaven. You thought everything was all clean and pristine and beautiful and everything like that. And then you destroy that machine or something like that. But you don't fully destroy it. It's still there, but it's just broken now. It's distorted. It's all garbled. So you have like the reality seeping in with the crazy drums and the intensity and everything like that, and the different interesting percussion beats we're getting. And then you have like the odd, like, just individual note from a piano that's slightly distorted coming in. It's like the remnants of what that illusion was is now coming through, but it's like you've seen through it, so you're not going to fall for it anymore. And all you hear is like the distorted elements that are left, the distorted fragments. I don't know. That's really cool. I mean, I don't know if any of this has anything to do with the game, or if it's just the music and the way the story is being done in the music or whatever, but that would be cool if that's the case, because that's interesting. But anyways, let's keep going. Nice. You can definitely see how things flow from one to the next, though, for sure. of these different melodies that are being made, like percussion, like just using different elements and stuff like that, like boom boom dan dan boom 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 dan dan. Like I don't know, it's well put together, even when it's not like a core like melody making instrument. Like you typically don't see a lot of like rhythms and melodies being created with percussion, but in this there is, right? Like it seems like Hakita is just incredibly talented as a musician. Obviously has an inspiration from classical music and things like that, as well as just crazy drum and bass like intensity. Like this is awesome so far. Like it's so much more than I expected it would be, and we've only just begun. So let's keep going. Get the normal one, and you get the distorted one. Next song. Ooh, complete another destruction of the something. You see it there. Oh well. Like a form of locusts. Robot locusts. I don't know what any of the enemies look like in this game either, so it could be, Damn. This is crazy. It's like you escaped the illusion, and now you've kind of like broken through, and now you're like sliding down a tunnel of hell, like I don't know, into hell or something. Like I don't even know. Like it's really interesting. Like it feels like you're moving very fast in this song. Like just they're like skidding every once in a while, like almost like a subway train or something like that. But I feel like you're probably not in any kind of vehicle. You just be going right. You're on yourself, like sliding, like the guy is in the image here or something like that. I don't even know, but it's really cool so far. I mean, it's a shorter song for sure, but like. It's really interesting, and again, I'm really loving the percussion that Hakita's using, because it's so frantic, so fast paced, and so intense, like just so in your face, but you can't help but move, right? It's just so energetic. Very like industrial sounding, like with all like ting ting, like it sounds very like, again, like some kind of foundry, like in hell or something. I just keep going to hell, but I mean that's what it feels like. And then you have like this like very, it's like pressure, like you're underwater almost, like the sound of being underwater or something, like being submerged in something going on around that. It's an interesting style. And I can appreciate what you guys were talking about how the songs flow into each other really interestingly, like the way 1,000 Greetings flowed into like a Shattered Illusion. It was like immediate, and then also for them from this to the one we're on now, like it's just so seamless. Like it's naturally made to fit together like a puzzle piece, and it works really well together. Like it's really interesting so far. Okay, let's keep going. back of the mix. Interesting. Still hear like the squeaking, like going along train tracks or something. And that fades out too. Interesting. Such good storytelling in the music. Sanctuary in the Garden of the Mind. It's a great name. Once again, from darkness to light. Maybe in between each level is like a safe space or something that's like heavenly. This feels very like religious or heavenly or something like that. It's the organ melody there. Rising. Like when I was a kid going to church all the time. When's the hymn gonna start? So interesting, in the Garden of the Mind. Like a very light melody, like in the back of the mix. Like, I don't know. Like, because it sounds like it's just like a organ melody rising, but it feels like in the very back of the mix, like there's a light piano, like ba ba bum, like ba ba bum, like just very, very lightly or something like that. Maybe I'm just making it up in my head. I feel like I'm hearing it though. I feel like I'm hearing it. Let's keep going. Castlevania. Yeah? Maybe some Castlevania vibes. Sound like a harpsichord for a minute there. Second there. Okay. Go back to the darkness. The darkness, Charlie Murphy. Seems to be one of the longer ones. Oh, that's Castlevania for sure. Harpsichord, I believe. Dude. Nice. Drums are so crazy fast, too. Ooh. Nice. Like now you're running through like a gothic castle in hell or something like that. Like very, very Castlevania inspired, even from the very beginning. Like that, like that's straight out of Castlevania. Obviously, they mixed up and changed the style quite a bit, and the way that they built each melody on top of that core first melody from this song is really well done. Even the percussion, like it's almost like bug skittering or something like that. Like it's so fast, it almost doesn't sound like drums. Like it's just like it's just so frantic and so fast. And then everything else on top of that too. You get the guitar coming in. and just bring that intensity with it too. Like, this is fantastic. Like, I think this is probably my favorite song that we've heard from Act 1 so far. I mean, don't get me wrong, Into the Fire and Ensemble Force were fantastic too, but I'm always a sucker for kind of this gothic vibe we've got going on here, like the harpsichord going on, the organ melody in the back. Like, it's all just fantastic, and I can't wait to see where we go with this, because we're only just begun. Strip everything away. Whoa. Bring it back in. Whoa. Big. It's interesting that, like, the harpsichord melody in the background took a backseat. Like, before it was like do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, like, and we're getting this entire melody going on with the harpsichord. Now it's like do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, and it's just like it's trying to continue, but instead the guitar melody is taken over. It's like if the harpsichord is like a string of light, or like a piece of light or something like that, like a lightness, then the guitar is like the darkness, right? The intensity, the hell element coming in and just over encompassing everything. It's like you got the light versus the dark. I feel like just that harpsichord melody, it feels like the lightness in this song, and then, like I said, the guitar is just like so much darkness, right? This is a nice pairing, and it's like now in this section, it's almost like the harpsichord is getting smothered by the guitar melody that's so intense at this moment. Like, just listen to it in the background. It's like you're only getting like ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Like, it's trying, but it's not the same melody we had before, because it's like cut off. And now it's back. And the guitar's, well... I love this section. This melody almost sounds a little bit like Silent Hill. Like, there's some like I don't know, it's like the main theme to Silent Hill. Like, it feels a little bit like that, but a little bit different. Like, it has a similar kind of repetitive like beat, though. It's interesting. And the percussion also, again, it feels like Wings to me. Like, just with how frantic it is, how intense it is, like the drums or whatever it is. Like, it feels like the flapping of wings of some kind. So I don't know if there's flying enemies you fight in Castlevania or where the song plays or anything like that, but it definitely feels a little bit like it. But it's so intense. This is a fantastic song. me when we get this section again for the end of the song. Very fitting to come back to that for the end. So that's where we began. Ooh. Interesting. Is this a straight Clair de Lune? Sounds like it's such a beautiful song. I love this one. I will say I apologize if this is muted or anything like that affecting the video, because with classical music like this, unfortunately YouTube can be like, this isn't from this, I'm gonna claim your video. Your entire video will be claimed from one specific song that wasn't from this originally or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, Clair de Lune is an absolute classic piano melody. Like, for me, it always reminds me of The Evil Within, because that's just a game that I really enjoyed when I first came out, and like the save room music is always Clair de Lune, and it's such a beautiful theme. Like, even before that, I've loved it. See, with me, I mean, I grew up, like every kid when they grew up, they have a movie usually that they'll watch over and over again. For some kids, it was like Frozen or Up, or who knows what it is, like The Lion King. For me, the one I listened to the most, more than anything, was Fantasia, honestly. Like, I love classical music. I love the sound, and I love the feel of it, like classic orchestral music like that. And so music like this, it's like, it's my wheelhouse in a way. Like, I'm not necessarily an expert on all things classical music or anything like that, but there are many that I know very well, and Clair de Lune is one of them. I absolutely love this song. I'm still going to continue to go through it just because it's been a while since I've heard it. And if it gets blocked, it gets blocked, whatever. I mean, we'll have to deal with it if it comes to that. But regardless, I mean, it's a fantastic song. I can see the classical influence even more, though, with songs like this being in the soundtrack. Because it's like, obviously, it's an important part of the game. This kind of softness, this kind of classical-inspired elements to it. And you can hear it in the other songs that they play, like just the influences from these classical elements. It's really cool. Like, clearly, Hakita knows what they're doing when it comes to music and musical theory and stuff like that. It's fantastic. It does just sound like the original Clair de Lune. Fun fact, if you played Clair Obscur, Clair essentially means, like, light. Like, it's a form of light, right? So, like, Clair Obscur would be, like, light and dark. In this instance, it's almost like moonlight, because Lune is moon, right? So it's a moonlight. So the song is essentially called Moonlight. It's just in French, right? Beautiful song, though. Love this part. So much mystery to this song, so much beauty. Just like the moon, right? Prize. Oh, this will transition to the next song. Most replayed, so this must be a good must be a good transition. It's been too long since I've heard this. I think when it comes to classical music, my absolute favorite would have to be Raindrops by Chopin. Like, I don't know if anyone's familiar with it, but it was actually used in a Halo commercial back in the day. I've never even really played Halo all that much, right? I've never been the hugest Halo fan, but it was like a Halo 3 commercial that used this song, Raindrops. And even before that, there's a game on Xbox 360, I've used music from it sometimes on my channel, called Eternal Sonata. And it's a fantastic game. It's a game where essentially Chopin is on his deathbed and he's having this dream where he's in this fantasy world. It's just straight up a fantasy JRPG with Chopin as the main character. It's like a turn-based RPG. Beautiful game, absolutely beautiful and incredibly well done. The music, of course, is amazing. But that is one of the things that made me fall in love with Chopin's music, and Raindrops in particular is just such a beautiful song. And yeah, it just makes me think of that. But I mean, Clair de Lune is definitely up there with some of my favorites and stuff like that. It's incredible. Here's how this will transition to the next song, though. Versus Cold Winds, Requiem, Panic Betrayer, in the presence of a king. Damn. Okay. Oh, a Bach song. Interesting. Stop spoiling myself. Now that I know that Bach song, I have to hear it. I'm surprised there isn't some kind of like mix-up on this, like it's just straight up Clair de Lune, right? I mean, I'm not mad at it or anything like that. It's just it's rare to hear just a straight classical song in a game like this. It's cool. It's cool. I love this song. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't even within. That's what I mentioned before, so it's not that strange. But, yeah. How's this transition gonna go? Oh, light and beautiful. Almost forget you're listening to Ultrakill. Was not expecting this. Oh, what? Wow. Hip tune? Wild. Crazy. Ooh. This is insane. I mean, to go from Clair to Lune to this is insane. I mean, I'm glad there was like a little bit of an acoustic guitar intro to this song, because like, I don't know, would have had a heart attack if it just jumped right into the intensity of it. Like, that was crazy. But the melodies are so good. Every single melody in this is so good. Like, I honestly might like this more than Castlevania, and Castlevania was fantastic. But like, this is just so well put together. This theme here, it's so good. Like, light synth chiptune pieces are so good too. Nice. The bass line there too. Oh. Nice. I love that part. Nice. Like, the guitar is so intense, but you have these light elements. Like, again, it feels like just interesting chiptune melodies, or maybe it's just a light synth that kind of sounds a little bit chiptune-like. But I'm always a sucker for chiptune melodies. Like, anything that sounds like old video games, as long as it's done well, I'm usually going to love it. Like, bands like Big Giant Circles, Anamanaguchi. Like, I'm a huge fan of all of them. Destructoid, I believe. Like, there's so many great bands and groups. Cyberpulse, I think, is another one. But like, there's a lot of great bands and groups that use great like chiptune melodies in them, and this is a great example of like how to interweave them into a theme that doesn't necessarily feel like it fits in a, like, not to say like you wouldn't normally expect in like crazy guitar driven like drum and bass themes like this to have the like lightness of like a cyberpunk like chiptune melody coming in. I mean, later on we got the cyber grind, and that definitely has some kind of chiptune or like futuristic cyberpunk melodies to it. So I'm curious if that's just like the transition we're going into from like a dark, gritty, like doom like hell to a more like cyberpunk futuristic kind of vibe. I'm not sure. I know there's different layers to this game, right? So it's like maybe it's similar to going down like the layers of Dante's Inferno, right? Like maybe, I don't know. That'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to do. I love Dante's Inferno as a story. I love that divine comedy and everything like that. As thick as it is to read, it's a fantastic story, and it's where we get our depictions of hell from. So I'll always appreciate it. But this is really interesting so far. This is one of my favorites for sure. Repeated beat in the back. Nice. Or if this is the first boss theme or something. That'd be awesome. We finished like we started, just like a few of the other songs. Just like Castlevania, it was the beginning and the end the same. Ooh, elongating it for the next song. Spooky. Where we going now? Where we going, Akita? Take me on a journey. Okay. The harpsichord's back. Or chiptune. Nice. Where we going now? Ooh. The custom beats like a helicopter or something. Okay. Spooky. This is such a different vibe from the last song. Like I can only I honestly I can't even imagine how this will transition from one to the next. Like to go from Clair to Lune, which is such a soft and beautiful song, to Verses, which like Verses is one of those songs where not a single moment in the song is wasted. Like every single moment something new is happening. Every single moment there's something going on that draws you in. You're like, that's really interesting. That's cool. Like that's a cool moment. That's a cool. And then they go to the next. They go to the next. It's like, it seems like most of these songs they loop like about halfway through. So we get like a couple experiences of each of them. And Versus was one of those that like I just wanted more, honestly. Like with Castlevania, I really liked Castlevania, but there was a few moments because of how long it was that it felt like it was almost like, okay, let's get on with it. Let's see what happens next. But Versus, not a single moment in the song was wasted at all. It's fantastic from start to finish. And so far, Cold Winds is really interesting too, but it's a different vibe entirely. Like, the intensity is gone from Versus. It's not as nearly as intense as it was before. Now it's like a mysterious, now you're in like some kind of like arid plain where there's like wind hitting your back or something like that, and everything is dark and like spooky. It's like where Courage lives in Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like that's the kind of soundtrack you'd see if he was like just walking in like across the fields in that series or something like that. That's what this feels like. It's very like haunted and spooky and weird and creepy and strange, but it's awesome. It's really cool. Ooh, and that bassy melody, rhythm I should say. Double time the percussion there. Have to push this up again. Nice. The chiptune goes back. See, it may just be selfish of me, but I would love for the next, like, honestly, I would love for the rest of the entirety of the Ultrakill soundtrack to have like these kind of synth chiptune melodies going on here, because again, I'm just a sucker for chiptune melodies, and it's very rare to hear like intense driving rock melodies and crazy drum and bass alongside a chiptune melody like this, or even light elements. Like it doesn't have to be entirely chiptune. Like even this like booty doody doo, like I don't even know if it's chiptune or not. It just sounds very like that era, like 16-bit, 18-bit kind of vibes or something like that. Like something you would hear from like a Super Nintendo sound font or something. It feels like that to me. Maybe I'm wrong. It seems like that. Maybe it's just light synth melodies and they just kind of sound a little bit similar. But regardless, even if it is, it still hits that same like part in my brain. It's like, oh, I like this. I mean, like I like this. Let's keep going though. I just hope we get more in this, because that'd be cool. Very Halloween, very spooky. Like I'm back playing like OG Zelda on the NES or something like that. Like this, some of these melodies would fit very well in like NES games, like any like Nintendo Entertainment System game, like especially like a spooky one, like a horror game or something like that. It definitely has that vibe. It's really cool. I was playing a Game Boy in the distance. Requiem. That's what Resident Evil 9's called. Left ear. Interesting beat. Oh, another melody. Akita's a master at layering different melodies on top of each other and making them feel cohesive in the way that they build. Like, we had that one melody, like, there was just like, you start with one melody in almost all of these songs, one or two melodies, sometimes there's drums there, sometimes there's not, and then you add another melody on top of that, and you add another one on top of that, and maybe you take something out, and then you bring something back in, and like, playing around with the structure throughout the entire song, it's like, you hear something that you really like, and then it's like, oh, where's that going to come back? Oh, there's something else I really like. Oh, and then that thing that you liked before comes back, and now it's something different. Now it changes a little bit. It's like, it's just really intelligently made, like really well structured songs. It's just incredibly impressive. And the fact that this is also the creator of the game too. Like, not only did they make this incredible music, like they're this talented with music, but they also make video games that are really good. Like, I haven't seen the game, I haven't played the game yet, so I have no idea what the gameplay is like. But this alone has sold me on it, right? Like, I'm already sold. Like, regardless of what the game is, regardless of what the gameplay is, I think I'm gonna like it. I'm already sold. Another melody. Oh, and it skips up again. It's like a remix of like a Silent Hill theme or something like that. Like, it has some vibes that feel a little bit like a Resident Evil or Silent Hill theme, like just really dark and really foreboding, like these interesting like synth melodies or chiptune melodies. I think it's more synth in this one, but regardless, like, they feel very horror inspired. Like, it feels very like horror focused, but then you get like the crazy drum and bass in the background, like the guitar, like everything else on top of that, and it takes away from like the horror of it all or the horror kind of vibe of it all. It's just really interesting though. I'm actually not sure if it's a guitar. It's that one in the back where there's like boo-doo-da, boo-doo-da, boo. Like, I'm not sure if that's a guitar, if that's another synth melody, because I think there's like 3 or 4 different kind of synth melodies going on here. piano. The synth comes back. Really interesting. Like with this like eerie synth. Almost like a theremin. So we get that boo doo doo doo. Okay. Panic Betrayer. Nice. Wow. Oh, what? This one kind of reminds me of a Zelda Orchid or Majora's Mask, actually, the Deco area, like like that kind of melody. It's not quite there, it's not quite the entire thing, but it has a vibe of it, a little bit of a vibe of it. It's interesting, like, and maybe it's just me pulling from different video games I've heard of because I've heard so many video game sounds and stuff like that, but I don't know, it's really cool. This is really cool, and like the structure of all of these songs is just incredibly impressive. Like, this is this type of thing, like, a composer who's been working at music for like years and years and years would try and come up with, and probably wouldn't do it as well as Hakita did here. It's incredibly impressive, and it's like each song, like one after the next, it seems like I'm getting my wish, because it seems more and more chiptune is being worked in, and I'm very happy about that. Like, we need more crazy music with just chiptune elements worked into it, because it's fantastic, in my opinion. It's really cool. Different melody. Oh, wow. I don't know about you guys, but I'm mostly focused on the guitar melody, because it's going all over the place. Like, we had that melody before that I said was like kind of like the Deku Temple or whatever in Majora's Mask, and now it's completely different. We got a completely different guitar melody going on here, and it's just like the guitar is taking you on a journey. Everything else around there is kind of ancillary to the guitar that's just going crazy. Like, the drum and bass is awesome. We got a little bit of a synth, like a chiptune melody coming in on top of everything else right now, but the guitar is like the real focus, it seems like to me anyways. Let's keep going and see where else it takes us. That chiptune melody. The chiptune takes control. Ooh. Strip everything else away. Oh. Wow. Weird distorted chiptune with a little bit of piano in the back. Nice. I was hoping we get back to this. This is what I mean. It's like we go from that section before where it all, again, felt like that, but now we're completely different theme, completely different vibe going on here. But it's still fantastic. It's like, even before I was talking about, like, and then we built into another melody. It's like they took away the guitar and brought in the synth, and now the core, the main melody being run through this thing is that synth melody. And then we get a little bit of a break, everything changes, we get the percussion on its own, and then right back to the guitar, right? It's like bringing back, like, these songs, they almost all of them have just like one core melody always driving through it, and then they layer another core melody and another core melody, and it's like each melody on its own is a great hook. It's something that'll bring you in. It's something that'll like they could just do one and it would be a solid theme, solid background music, but then they layer more on top and then they layer more on top, and it's like, I know it's just like Hida, but like it's crazy. Like, they are such a talented composer. It's insane. Go to the next one, maybe. Crazy drums too. Interesting. I love that. Like, just cheesy kind of 8-bit, like, horror music, like like, it's a really interesting end to that. Like, it adds a little bit of a cheesiness to, like, a little bit of a lightness to the song. Again, it's not a bad thing. I appreciate it quite a bit. I'm actually gonna go back like 10 seconds, get that little bit again, so that ending and go into the next song, which is In the Presence of the King. All right, we're in the back half now, but this album so far has been fantastic. Let's get this ending again. Wow. An organ right off the jump. Feels very kingly. Okay. A distorted organ, chiptune organ or something? Where are we going with this one? Guts to Glory. That should be good. Long for the ride, but where are we going? Multiple synth organ melodies. A little bit of a ringing in the background too. It's like an airplane landing or something. Sounds like there's a little bit of a melody building in the background there. Oh, that's just the distortion of the synth. This might just be one of those transitional songs. I don't know if there's gonna be much else. Maybe? I don't even know. It's definitely a bit foreboding, like intimidating. It's like the THX. But you watch it, like, THS, you're in the sound. Okay. We're not safe anymore. Let's see. Organ went dark. Crazy. Ow. Someone's operating heavy machinery in the room next to you and you're wearing earplugs or something. That's what it sounds like. Okay. This is an incredibly different vibe from the last song, too. I mean, I loved Panic Destroyer. It was such a fantastic song, so intense. I mean, this entire stretch, honestly, from Clair to Lune onwards has just been fantastic. Like, some of my favorite of this album so far, of this entire soundtrack. Like, so many good ones. I mean, Castlevania, actually, I'd say from Castlevania onwards. Like, not that the ones before that were bad necessarily. They just didn't stand out quite as much. I think they didn't have any, like, chiptune elements to them. They were just more of, like, intense guitar and drum and bass, which was still fantastic, don't get me wrong, and organ melodies and stuff like that. But, like, as soon as we hit Castlevania, it just started hitting a stride, I feel like. And everything since then, I mean, Clair de Lune obviously wasn't done by Hakita, but it's still a fantastic song nonetheless, right? And every song since then has just been better and better. Like, Verse is still one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Cold Winds was very, very good. Requiem was solid. Panic Destroyer, I think, is like on par with Verses in terms of my favorites at this point. And now in the Presence of the King, we get, like, again, a very slow build with just like a consistent kind of organ melody going on in the background. And there really wasn't much else, honestly. It was just kind of carrying that on until we get to like the halfway point, and now it goes dark, and it's just a lot more intense, a lot more like bassy, a lot more resonance in that organ melody going on. And now finally near the end, we're getting into a drum and bass beat, which leads us into Guts and Glory. I think it seems like that, but it's really interesting. This is like just the one song so far that's been kind of mediocre compared to the rest, but it's not even necessarily a strong. It's more of a transitional song, it feels like. It's like if you were listening to an album or something, like just a normal like album from an artist or something, this would be like the intermission song or something like that, or like just a straight instrumental, like from this part to the next part or something. Like it's okay, but it's just I don't think anyone's gonna throw on like In the Presence of the King and vibe out to it, you know what I mean? Like there's not really much to vibe out to, but it's still an interesting transition, and it's definitely foreboding. It's definitely like instills that kind of dread into you that leads into kind of Guts and Glory, which is probably a lot of action focused music or something. I guess we'll see. Let's keep going. We're going next. That's a song about the lead character of Berserk. That'd be kind of cool. I doubt it, though. I mean, who knows? It could be. Like a VHS tape that's tracking us off. Very creepy. It's a good start. Like the predator growl in the background too. Distorted 80s sounding synth. That's cool. Again, I don't know how many of you have ever even seen a VHS tape, let alone watched one or anything like that, but that, like, distortion sound, it very much sounds like a VHS tape that's tracking is off or something like that, because sometimes you'd have to like adjust the tracking on a VHS tape so that it would work properly. And you would get that sound like that, wow, wow. Like they use in 80s movies and stuff, like Stranger Things. There's definitely parts of Stranger Things where you'll hear that kind of like that sound effect. But that's what it is. It's like a VHS tape that's tracking is off, I think. It's interesting, though. It's interesting. And it fits that kind of like 80s retro vibe. I'm not sure where this would go to necessarily, but all I know is that Megan Echo's the cyber grind is down below, like, so we'll be getting to that, which means that we'll probably have to go even more like cyberpunk, essentially leading to that, I would assume, maybe. But I mean, we're consistently getting more and more into like the kind of electronic cyberpunk vibe. Cyberpunk, not cyberpunk. Although cyberpunk is a great game too, if you haven't checked out cyberpunk. But anyways, let's keep going. Piano. Okay. Feels very much like a horror theme. Okay. Something is coming. Like a boss intro song or something. What? What? Where did we go? Swirling around now. It's really interesting. It's like we slipped through the back rooms into like Zoro's domain or something like that. Like Rock Zoro's domain from Ocarina of Time or something. Like very light, very airy, like such an interesting transition there. Like I was not expecting that. Unfortunately, like I feel like we got spoiled in this entire section because both Guts and In the Presence of the King just felt kind of mediocre in comparison to everything else we've heard. I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with a good transitional section, and that's very much what this was. I apologize. That's very much what this was, like a transitional section from In the Presence of the King to Guts. It was kind of an interesting build, but there wasn't really much for in terms of like hooks. Like I mentioned before, how like just about every song we've heard from this so far, you have like really interesting core melodies, and then you add another core melody on top of that, another one. Like there's so much going on in every single song, so that when everything gets stripped away in songs like In the Presence of the King or Guts, it feels strange. It's like you're missing something. But I feel like it's because you're supposed to focus on something in-game, most likely. Because it's that transition, right? Where it's like, if there is an actual king that you're in the presence of or something like that, then maybe that's an important part of it. And then Guts is like building up the anticipation, the horror, the dread a little bit more. And then you get into Glory, and what the hell happened there? I don't even know. Again, we just like phased through a wall into a cyberpunk futuristic area or something. I don't even know. It's really interesting. Let's keep going. Love this chiptune synth melody on top of everything. This piano or keyboard is great too. Ooh, and we get into focus. Damn. Nice. Swirling again. That was really interesting. Such a different vibe than every other song I've heard from this album so far. There's a real lightness to Glory. I call you Lord Jesus Christ. Okay. Call to you. Even better. This is a Bach song? Bach in his demon phase over here. Okay. This seems a bit more, what I would expect. We're back to heaven again. A church organ. Ooh, nice. Never heard this one before. Very beautiful, very religious, it seems like. I mean, the name is I call to you, Lord Jesus Christ, so it kind of has to be religious. Interesting little transition song, too. We've got 4 more. I'm gonna skip Megan Echoes because I heard it before the other day. Again, like, it's an incredible song, but you can check my other reaction if you'd like to see that. But we will check out the transitions, though, from Take Care into it, and then from it into Fire's Gone. Yeah. Starts and ends with The Fire Is Gone. See, this is another okay one, like, nothing against Bach or anything, like, obviously classic composer and stuff like that, but it just didn't grab me as much as some of the others. Like, Glory was wildly interesting. Like, it was so much more than I could have possibly expected. I just wish it was longer, kind of thing. Like, it was a fairly short one, but, like, going from, again, In the Presence of the King, Guts, which were kind of slow builds, into Glory was so crazy, and then now we get another, like, slow build after this. So I'm hoping that Divine Intervention, like this whole section, these 3, will kind of bring back up the intensity. Or maybe bring it up and then bring it down and bring it, like, who knows? Who knows? I guess we'll see. We're getting near the end now. I can't wait to play it myself. It's going to be so much fun. Okay. I love this one. Chiptune violin. Nice. This feels like a boss in a Castlevania game or something like that. Like, just so much intensity, but it has like the chiptune melodies too, like the do-do-do-do-do-do. Like, it feels, again, it very much like a final area, like a final boss zone or something like that. And I'm not sure if this is a boss or not or whatever, but it feels like that a little bit. It's really cool so far. I'm honestly really liking this one. Harpsichord in the background there. Ooh, and the guitar kicks up. Damn. The guitar melody is so good too. I love this. It's so good. Nice. Nice. Great way to finish it off. That's like my favorite part, I think. This is one of my favorites of this album, too. Such a good song. That's awesome. Disgrace, Humiliation. Like a stay room in a cave area in a game. Undertale Caves or something. Very resonant xylophone. Interesting. Another interesting transitional song. Like this one, I think, is a little bit. There's a little bit more to this than there was to say Guts or In the Presence of the King. Like In the Presence of the King was the most kind of meh. Like it was all right. It's just it was mostly just like an organ melody going on through the whole song. And then in Guts, it built a little bit near the end there. You can even see like the uptick in in the waveform there. I think that's probably because of views, but it's the same thing in the song too. Like near the end of the song, it does build up and actually start to become something a little more interesting. And then we go through and like the Bach one was again kind of meh. Divine Intervention was one of my favorites of this album. Like honestly, it's up there with Panic Destroyer and Versus as my those are my top three, with Castlevania being a close fourth, I think. But they are fantastic. And then you get little breakdowns like this, and Disgrace, Humiliation. It has a little bit more to it because it has this again the resonant xylophone melody going on through the whole thing, and it's also fairly short, which is not bad. So then after this, I'm guessing Take Care will be a little more intense, and then we get into the Cyber Grind, which again I have listened to before, so I'm not going to react to it again here because we'll hear when I play the game too on stream. So I don't necessarily need to hear it again. I also just listened to it before I react to this. So if you'd like to check it out, I have a second video that I've done in Ultrakill where you can see me react to Mega Necro's song for the first time. It is fantastic, but again, we're already an hour and a half in, so I don't want to make this a 2-hour video to add in the songs I've already reacted to before. So let's keep going. Very beautiful, though. Hauntingly beautiful. What are we up to next? Take Care. Remember, this is going to build into the cyber grind, so it's going to be kind of crazy, isn't it? We'll see. What? Like glory all over it again. What the heck is going on here? We're in the 30s. Back playing mouse PI again. Oh, this is even older than that. Like 20s, 30s. I'm into it. I love this type of music. Old big band music, swing music. Like, I'm the type of person that anytime I play a Fallout game, whether it's Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, whatever it is, Fallout 76, I'll always play with the radio in-game going. Every single time. Like, I'll even mod in new songs from the classic, like, but always from the eras of, like, from the 20s to, like, the 50s kind of thing. Like, I love this style of music. I grew up, like, well, I grew up with it. Honestly, it's because of Fallout, largely because of Fallout. Like, there are things I watched back in the day that had that kind of music type thing. Like, a lot of cartoons would have classic music. But I think it's honestly Fallout. Just my love of Fallout has made me fall in love with this type of music. BioShock also has some great music like this, but yeah, I'm into this. It's an interesting shift. I was not expecting anything like this. Like, I could have guessed 50 different things, and not a single one would have been this to come off of the last song and be the song before the cyber grind. But we have no idea where this is going either. So let's get going. I'm already enjoying this though. The like static of the gramophone. Although I don't know if Akita made this, or just found this. And it's like open source kind of thing. Very interesting. It feels too authentic to be made by Akita. If they did make it, it's incredibly impressive. Just to recapture that vibe, that feeling of that era so perfectly. It's not impossible, of course, it's just incredibly impressive that they did it. Because this is really cool. This would fit perfectly in a Fallout game as a like instrumental song. How does this go into the cyber grind, though? I almost forgot this is in a video game. A video game about a crazy robot thing destroying demons in hell. Where does this play? I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see myself. Interesting. Like fades in the background. We'll see how it transitions to and from this song. I guess it just went quiet. And then right into it. Okay. So as I said before, I have reacted to Megan Echo's The Cyberground before. It was just like a week ago. If it wasn't so recently, I probably would have reacted to it again, but I just did it. Just like Into the Fire and Unstoppable Force. I guess I just did it. So unfortunately, we'll have to skip this. And if you want to check them out, you can check out that first video I did, which has the 3 of those songs on it, because they're all fantastic. But again, we're already over an hour and a half, almost an hour and 40 minutes. So let's just get to the end here and see how it transitions into the final song, which looks like it's a reprise of The Fire Is Gone. I'll go back a little bit. So good, though. And then sudden stop. Okay, there's no transition. Okay. Oh, well. Oh, a music box. The same melody just on a music box instead of piano and everything. Interesting. A beautiful way to end it off. It's crazy. It's definitely the same melody. Very dreamy, though. Like, this is music that would be playing, like, if you had, like, a video of, like, a baby in a crib or something like that. Like, the mobile above or something like that would be playing this song or something. I think I prefer the original one just because, like, the amount of instruments. The music box is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it has a different vibe to it. Very, like, lullaby, right? Really interesting way to finish it, especially after the cyber grind, like the intensity of that. I'm incredibly curious to see where this plays, where, like, Take Care plays, like, Divine Intervention was crazy, like, Gloria was crazy. Like, where in-game do they play? Are they boss battles? Are they, like, just some kind of shift that's completely different than before? I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested in the lore, too, of the story. Like, I don't really want any spoilers. I'm spitballing a lot of things here just because I'm curious, but I'm not really looking for answers. I'm just kind of spitballing myself. I'll find out when I play, so I'm excited for it. Bum, bum, bum. That fantastic album, though. Like, man. Act 1 is going to be crazy. I'm sure of that. That's insane. That's it. That's the end of Act 1 soundtrack, Infinite Hyperdeath. Like, some of these songs definitely did not feel like Infinite Hyperdeath, especially like Debussy's Clair de Lune or Take Care. You don't hear music like that and think Infinite Hyperdeath. I mean, unless obviously you know it and you've connected it to this and you're like, that's the only way you know it, then of course, yeah, sure. But like, this was crazy. I'd still say my favorite of them all, I think, was probably Versus, with Divine Intervention as a close second. Glory was also fantastic. That was probably up there too. Panic Destroyer, also up there in my top 5. Like, yeah. I mean, Megan Echo's The Cyber Grind is obviously up there too. Like, it's incredible. Like, that might even take number 1 if I was including that in this list. But just based on the ones I've heard today, like, Castlevania's definitely in the top 5. It's probably at the bottom of the top 5, but it's definitely up there. But man, so many great songs here. So many that were just fantastic. So many good ones. Like, I had no idea it was so crazy. Like, I was hoping it'd be good, don't get me wrong, but like, when I said around like the halfway mark, oh, I hope that we get more chiptune melodies and stuff like that, and then like almost every song after that was just like interestingly woven in chiptune kind of style melodies along with everything else. It was so insane, so crazy. It's fantastic though. Like, it's so impressive that this was all done by one person. I mean, I know, like, again, probably Take Care was probably just a like copyright free old song they grabbed or something like that. It feels like it because it feels very authentic. Megan Echo obviously made the cyber grind. Debussy and Bach made appearances in the classics and stuff like that. Obviously they didn't do every single thing, but the fact that they made all the songs they did that are all such bangers, on top of the fact that they made the entire game, and they're still making it now. Like, I believe that Layer like 7 or something just came out, so there's a lot to it, and I cannot wait to get into this game and finally play it for the first time on Tuesday. So I hope you guys go hang out, because it'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure, me experiencing it for the first time, and also getting to experience this music that I just reacted to in-game and seeing where it comes from and how it plays and how it all connects together and stuff like that. I can't wait. Really fun. But anyways, thanks for hanging out, watching my reaction. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Help me hit the 25,000 by the 27th for my birthday. So thank you. But until next time, later days, folks.